Lys's paintings, I think, first of all come across as bold and gutsy and going for it. And then you've got to look behind the surface and into the corners, and you see the tender, small truths.
What I find fascinating is the way in which you get allusions to the work of Munch, Bacon, Picasso, Matisse. And being an art historian, that has a particular appeal to me.
All the men with twisted faces and all the women with looking sideways and gawping mouths to bite children and other people. Oh, it frightens me.
It's not just the subject matter, it's the way she applies the paint. It's the vigour and the rigour and the confidence that's in every stroke that she applies to the canvas.
Who am I? Well, I'm a female person, and I've been exploring who am I for, I suppose, many years now. And I have many shapes and forms, although I always look much the same, but my functions are very different, like everybody else, in terms of their life and what they do. But there's something special that I do, and that is I'm a creator, I'm a creative person, and that's, not everybody does that. The female torso became the sort of core area for my work. I saw it not like a male artist does, as an object, but as the subject. It's as if I wanted to see all the facets and I wanted to open it up. I wanted to see what was inside, not the blood and guts, but the psyche of it, the deep, deep underlying psyche of it. And I tore it apart. With my paintbrush became like a scalpel, and so I just opened it up and reformed it. And instead of showing the front pubic area, I showed the back side, which is where all the muscle is, you know. After all, this lower bit has to be so powerful in terms of birthing. So this led me through a very interesting phase, really. And I dealt a lot with androgyny for a while, trying to equate both within the one. And I think this is good for all people, for the male to consider the female, and of course for the female to develop the strong masculine element within them. Because that way I think it makes up a better whole, and nothing is really denied to you except your own limitations. Because a lot of my subjects are to do with conflict and war, this is unexpected in a woman. And I like that. I think it's good to surprise the self and to surprise others, and also to break the confines, break the mold, go where you're not supposed to go. And after all, I mean, it's only on paint on canvas, quite harmless really, you know. I found Berlin so interesting because here was a country, here was a city that had been most so influential and so disastrous in the terms of European history, and had actually caused such a loss of life, and had worked at it so methodically that it was absolutely terrifying. There's an amazing museum at Checkpoint Charlie where I have spent a lot of time working in the studio, just right on the wall, which I thought was an amazing physical presence of division. So this has influenced my work. It's taken me to areas of conflict which I was already interested in, of course. But it also helped me to examine what was painting really about. Was it about just putting a few colours on a page? Was it about a still life and a bunch of flowers? Or could it actually start investigating really, really big issues of life and death, of war, of a more sort of universal thing? I think it's good to look into these darker areas and open them up, bring them into the light, explore them, and this is good, and this is, I think, one of the functions of art. You should question things, and it should be intellectually rigorous and not be an easy option. At least that's for me anyway. Nobody ever tells you how to be a painter or how to be a great parent. Like most people, I think you just fumble along hoping that you're doing a reasonable job. One's parents can contribute a great deal, and it's only now after they've long gone that I realised just how very important they have been in influencing my life. And I've found that discovering who I am, or who I think I am, quite intriguing, because my grandfather was Danish and came from an island in the Baltic Sea called Bornholm, and he was a sailor. And I think this is the sailor part of me who likes going adventuring, albeit with a paintbrush. I thought how nice it would be to put a mother's name in lights. Mothers are usually always so busy doing everything for everyone, and sometimes they don't get the acknowledgement that they should. And later I decided to make the daddy piece, and this is a very important piece too. My father taught me to fight and taught me to realise what it was to really believe in yourself and defend that. I have two sons of whom I'm very proud. The thing I remember about the boys when they were younger is how much I loved their bodies, holding their little bodies. And the memory of that stays in your hands when you're drawing and painting. And so a lot of the works related to mother and child helped me travel that path again. I think I was almost too busy to do it at the time. But on reflection, I hope I perhaps make some statements for the universal child and the great bonding between mother and children.
This is the glamorous bit, you know. This is the bit where, wow, how terrific, you know. And then, of course, afterwards, when you go quietly into yourself, you know, that all changes, you know. You wonder who you are, what you are, and if you're ever good enough, you know. So that's the upside and the downside. I'm spoiled.